It's November, so it's the month where every writer either panics, participates, or quietly hides behind their mug of hot cocoa, pretending not to notice that Nano has started. But what if I told you that November isn't just about chasing 50,000 words, or at least it doesn't have to be. It's about designing a rhythm that actually works for you. Because the real win this month isn't the number on your word count tracker, it's how you show up for your art one brave page at a time. So whether you're joining the Nano madness or simply craving a more intentional creative rhythm, today we're building your plan to thrive this month and any other month, not just to survive it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 things that can completely transform your November. How to design a creative rhythm that suits your life, the tools and the tactics that actually help creativity flow, not just productivity, and how to reframe the whole Nano mindset from grind to growth. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a rhythm, a toolkit, and a mindset for a creative month that feels aligned, sustainable, and dare I say, enjoyable? And hi, I'm Celine, in case we haven't met yet, and welcome to the Uncharted studio, where we explore mindful creativity, personal growth, and the joy of intentional living. November is famous for creative chaos, but around here, we like to move at a human pace. So today we're going to blend the best of both worlds. You know, the excitement of a creative sprint towards a crazy goal and the calm of a sustainable creative practice. So grab a cup of tea, hot cocoa or coffee, whatever you like, a notebook, and maybe a cozy blanket if it's colder where you are than where it is where I am. And settle in so we can make the most of our November. We love to believe that creativity just strikes like lightning, but the truth is, it's more like gardening. You know, you show up, you water the plants, and you trust that something maybe, hopefully, is gonna bloom. The key to it is rhythm, not a rigid schedule and force, but rhythm. Psychologists studying habit formation, like Charles Duhigg, describe the cue routine reward loop. It's not about discipline, it's about design. A cue, say lighting a candle, triggers a routine, writing for example, which leads to a reward, which is that sense of calm or satisfaction after you've achieved something. Over time, that loop builds what I think of as creative gravity. Your mind just starts to recognize, oh, it's time to make something. So what could your daily rhythm look like? Do you often catch yourself thinking, I'll write at 4 p.m. after work, and then life happens? Maybe instead you could design your mornings, your midday, and your evenings to help cue, routine, reward. Could your mornings have some sort of quick brainstorm before heading to work, or while you're driving down? Could you use your phone to dictate something that will later help you write? Or maybe do a bit of free writing when you wake up. Just first thing in the morning, brain dump all those thoughts that are brewing all night. Maybe you could fit in a 15-minute writing sprint during your lunch hour, you know, headphones in, timer set, and off you go. Or maybe you're the kind of person who just needs some time to sink their teeth into a project. So what's the best time then for you to fit in that time into your day? Is it before everyone else gets up? Is it after everyone else has gone to bed? What works best for you? And how about we add a tiny bit of reflection time to our evenings? You know, the trick is to experiment. Ask yourself, when does my mind feel most alive? Is it morning sunlight? Is it twilight stillness? There's no universal best time for everybody. Every creative has their own rhythm. So the best rhythm is the one that honors your body, your lifestyle, your desires. Personally, I love the idea of writing at sunrise, but sometimes my duvet just refuses to let me go. Ask yourself, what's one small rhythm cue that you can add to your day? Is it a candle, like this one? Or is it a playlist or a drink that tells your brain, hey, now's the time. Now's time to create. Now, let's talk about your creative ecosystem, because your tools and your environment can either whisper flow or scream chaos. According to research on flow, which refers to that sweet spot between challenge and skill where creativity thrives, to reach it, you need clarity, you need focus, and minimal distractions. So think simple goals, not giant ones. Instead of, I'm gonna write 2,000 words tonight, try, I'll write for 20 minutes and see how that goes. The smaller the gateway, the easier it is to step through. Oh, and don't forget the reward. Maybe add a little bit of a stretch, some tea, or whatever else you like as a reward for getting that teeny tiny goal done. This just keeps the loop going and going and going. Some tools that help me and may help you along your journey are a timer, Pomodoro style, 25 minutes writing, 5-minute break. A playlist that signals focus. Mine is full of movie soundtracks and rain sounds. A notebook that is purely for ideas. No judgment, no editing, just get all your thoughts out there. And a simple question that helps you check in, like, how am I feeling before I start? That last one is huge. And sometimes the answer is just no. 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 And that's okay. Earlier today, I had a screaming headache, for example, and I wanted to write. I wanted to be productive. I tried a little bit of mindfulness to see if that helped, but nothing. So I left. I dropped it. I took a short nap and came back to it feeling much, much better for having just taken that little bit of time to listen to how I was feeling before I started. Studies in affective psychology show that acknowledging your emotional state before working actually improves your persistence and creativity. So if I start by saying, I feel tired but curious, or anything even close to that, I'm not necessarily looking for, yeah, I feel great, fantastic all the time. No, I'm being realistic here. Anyway, if I start by checking in, I've already made space for honesty instead of for resistance and for judgment, which will definitely help the creativity flow and the words just come out without fearing that this draft will be imperfect, because it will be. It's never going to be fantastic from the first go. Every draft needs work. So yeah, maybe give yourself the same kind of luxury and lenience. And don't underestimate the power of smell. A certain candle, like my new chapter candle, which is grapefruit, jasmine, and woods, or some sort of essential oil or something, can act as a mental trigger. Our olfactory system directly links to memory. So that scent can instantly bring you back to focus next time if you just keep repeating it over time. Now, let's talk about this pressure cooker that is NaNo in November. The idea of writing a full novel in just 1 month, or the idea of getting 50,000 words done sounds so exciting until it starts to sound impossible. And then suddenly you're in week 2 and your plot has turned into soup and you already feel like you failed. And it's all just a little bit too much. There's a reason I didn't want this video to go out on the 1st of November. We're here to build a rhythm that'll make the most of the buzz and excitement, but that can be sustained beyond the end of November into building a creative life, one brave page at a time. The secret is just that. Success isn't about reaching everyone else's finish line. It's about defining your own and honoring that and creating for that. So let's set your creative intention for this habit that we're building. It could be a chapter, it could be a poem, it could be a 10-minute daily session, or simply show up and write something real. It doesn't have to be huge. Size doesn't matter. It's the sincerity, it's the honesty, it's the authentically showing up that matters. Research on goal setting from Edwin Locke and Gary Latham shows us that specific, personal, meaningful goals produce much higher results and motivation than these vague, externally imposed ones. So if your goal is deeply personal, like I want to rediscover joy through my writing, then you're already winning. And for anyone afraid of breaking the habit chain, remember, creative life is seasonal. You may miss a day. You're not behind, you're just human. Creativity isn't a factory line, it's a tide, and the waves come back. Also, your story doesn't mind or care if you're wearing pajamas while writing and eating leftover Halloween candy. Trust me, mine has seen way worse. So let's pause here, and I want you to share your creative intention in the comments. I'd love to see what your goals are for this month and to cheer you on. All right. We've covered rhythm, we've covered tools, we've covered mindset. Now let's bring it all together into a plan that you can actually use. So, step one, we're choosing your rhythm. Like, actually, let's choose this. You know, are you gonna write in the morning or create in midday or night? Pick whatever creative windows work best for you and protect those. You know, it might just be a 10-minute window during your lunch break. It might be the whole laundry hour. I think it was Agatha Christie who used to write between laundry loads. You can just make the most of these little fragments of time that you have. Now, step two is to assemble your tools. Gather your creative kit. You know, a timer, a notebook, a laptop, a playlist, a candle. Make your space a cue for focus, not for stress. Step three is what we were just talking about. It's to set your intention. Your one brave page, one small act of courage that you're going to be following through on this month. And then step four is to connect, because community multiplies momentum. Comment below or tag me in a post, and let's just keep each other accountable. You might choose to check in with a friend, or you can join an online Nano track bear or something like that. Just choose the amount of accountability that works for you. And if you're not sure what that is, just experiment. Try different things and see how you feel about it. Now, step five is to rest and reflect. Build in buffers of time for rest and self-care. Momentum without rest just turns into burnout, and burnout steals joy. That's not what we're after. So remember, mindful living isn't a luxury. It's just part of the creative process that helps us honor simple creative living. That's our goal. That's what we do here. That's what I want for myself, and that's what I want for all of you. So this week, your challenge is simple. Craft your creative plan, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the nano chaos. You know, choose your rhythm, your tools, your intention. And then if you feel like it, just share it. Share it with me, because when we declare our intentions, we honor them. And just remember, the goal isn't to sprint and push until you've collapsed. It's to craft and explore and express our creativity in a way that's sustainable. Thank you for spending part of your November day with me. If this was helpful, if this helped you design your own creative rhythm, leave a comment below and let me know what your creative intention is. And if you did find this helpful, hit that like button, share the message with other creatives out there, and subscribe if this resonated in any way, so you don't miss out on next week, where we're gonna dive deeper into finding flow. You know, finding flow in those quiet moments in between all the chaos. Because, yeah, life. I mean, that's all. Until next time, light your candle, open your laptop or notebook, and write that one brave page.